Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU, the mighty MiG spammer. Endless Space, ladies and gentlemen, multiplayer with developer himself. It is Midok, of course, one of the developers of Endless Space, an amazing guy. And this is his, what, third, fourth multiplayer game that he hosted, I think. So it's really cool that we get to play with him, in my honest opinion. So, few things I need to mention before we start. I am still sick, as in really sick. I may not sound like it, but this is the sad state of affairs. And as much as I love you guys and I want to record this event for you, I also need to look out for myself. So because of that, I decided that I'll continue recording this thing live for as long as I can, but once I start feeling too bad, I will turn off my microphone and continue recording just the game, and then in the post-editing I'll add my voice as, I'll add it post-factum. So you will... this is kind of horrible intro, I know, but I'm sick, I'm sorry for this. Anyway, I'll let you know when this happens, so for as long as possible this will be a live videocast, then it will be a dead videocast, not sure how to call this kind of thing. But anyway, that's about it. Anything else I was supposed to mention? Yes, we are currently playing on Space Disharmony, which is a mod released by the game developers to test the new changes they have made to the game that are meant to help the harmony. As you can see, Midok is in fact playing as the harmony, probably testing the changes out for himself. I am playing as the Chantry, who are my second weakest faction. And why am I doing so? I don't know, I felt like playing them, they're kinda cool. Very weak, especially in multiplayer, they can get crushed very easily, but why not? And if I do get crushed, then maybe at the very least I won't die while trying to make this videocast. Anyway, thank you for listening to my intro. I don't think I need to bore you with it any longer. We'll wait for a few more players. If they don't come, I guess we'll have to switch to non-modified version of the game to get more players quickly. But I'll let you know if that's the case or not. So I'll see you when the game starts, stay tuned. Okay, and we are in the game. There's 7 of us players, and I'm not going to name all of them because I already forgot their names. There is Other Harvard, there's Stealthhawk, there is Alliance. Quite a few people joined, partially because I harassed them to do so. So, first things first, I am playing as Chantry, which means that I do have the Amoeba Infinity, and I can see a lot of stuff. Now, let's start by having a look at my starting system. Pool Soil, that's part of my faction. I had to get this because of the lore reasons, and no other reasons, because Pool Soil is quite horrible, as you might imagine. Starting system, not the best, but I guess I'll have to take it. I'm looking if there's a pocket zone nearby, and it doesn't look so like this is the case. Unfortunately, every other system nearby is already occupied. This is a very nice system, but I don't think I'm going to steal it. Besides, I don't have the time to do so. So let's send an explorer to this exploration event, see what is in there. Maybe it's something amazing. It's small experience bonus, not all that important. Let's wait for heroes. I don't need to hire them right now, especially since I have no dust. That's not a good system. That is not a good system. Still not a good system. What is going on with me? Why do I have such a bad luck in multiplayer? Holy Toledo. That's a bit better. Rich soul with large arid. And then we've got medium arid and small desert with strange fossils. Really horrible start, honestly. Maybe everybody else has a start as bad as I do, but knowing my luck, that's probably not the case. I'm notorious for having bad luck when it comes to galaxy generation. Anyway, do I want to make dust or do I want to have a population on ecstatic and Empire Provoked Fervent? I would like to have Empire Provoked Fervent, thank you very much, it is usually very helpful. Now, Xenoscientology is a specific research available to everybody with Amoeba Affinity, quite powerful indeed and interesting, but I'm not going to rush it right away because I have no percentage in a diplomatic victory just yet, and it will remain so for quite some time, so I don't need it. I will, however, queue up my Arid exploitation because I will colonize Arids. So, my starting systems are horrible. Let's have a quick look at Pink. Pink is, I think that's the first, yeah, Roberto, that's the first guy who joined. Leo is really interesting, but I will not be able to steal this system from him in time, unfortunately. As for any other systems that I might be able to steal, how about Polaris? Can I go and steal that? Possibly. It is a decent system, it has a tundra, desert and arid. It's all cool, but who is right next to it? I mean, whose pocket is it? I need to find out. So let's have a quick look. Who was the green guy? I don't think it was Ada, was it? Yes, it was Ada. Let's hope he is merciful. The last time he was so nice and kind to me that maybe he will not be this time around, unfortunately. Anyway, let's head my scout ahead. I do want to see what those exploration events are before my, colonization ships get there, because you never know. They might spawn in some parts, and this would be quite horrible, in my honest opinion. Anyway, Way, my dear friendly system, what do you want to name you as? Well, let's just name it Treeless. Because, when you've got walking plants around that are actually sentient, then they don't tend to stick around, they actually walk. So maybe it's not literally treeless, although Chantry are not necessarily trees in, strictly speaking. They are plants, but not necessarily trees. I'm not good with botany, so I don't know what's the difference. I mean, I know the difference, more or less, but I don't know it too well. But still, I think you know what I'm trying to say. Treeless is a good name for my home system, I guess. That's not probably how I'm going to keep it, but whatever. Anyway, Ada, he's got an amazing stat, and look at that! Hostile fauna with medium jungle, small terrain. This is just incredible how lucky he got with just those two systems, and he also got Naus, Pollux. Some really lucky, draws over there from Ada's part. I wish I had this kind of thinking. Anyway, he also colonized a mineral-rich medium terrain. Wow, so he also had a terrain, and Pollux. So many good systems. Have you? You probably haven't seen what is in there, but look at that, another terrain. That's kind of horrible. Anyway, soil xenobiology is now mine, so that's good. What I need to do, however, is definitely rush a PANCZASU effect. Why? Because I need to steal some of other systems if I want to even think about surviving, unfortunately. So I'll probably get isolation shields, but then I'll just go straight for the PANCZASU effect. I need it badly. Like, right now is already too late, if you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's have a quick look at my heroes and see if I actually want to hire any of those. There is an administrator, that's nice. There is an adventurer corporate. That's not the worst combo, but it's pretty bad, let's be honest. And an adventurer with commander, that's a better combo. I like it way more. Still, this guy, he's an administrator. How much labor does he have? Barely any, but he's still an administrator, so I might want to hire him at some point in the future. Not just yet. As soon as I discover those two systems, I'll hire my scout. And, I mean, fire, not hire. Fire my scout. And then this will be good. Anyway, let me chat a little bit because I need to express how lucky was Ada. Ada, you're so lucky with your constellation. Meanwhile, I've got horrible systems. Again. So there's me whining. I did this on purpose so that others know. Now they might think that it's a worthwhile idea to attack me because of that. But yeah, that's the case, Ada. That's unfortunately the case. But if you watch this video cast, which he might not, but that's actually really the case. So So yeah, let's see if there's anything I need to do in this particular turn. My research is still queued up. I've got titanium on treeless, so that's a good thing. I'll be able to use it to defend myself. Right now, I do not think I need... Oh, this guy has titanium as well. That's kind of scary, isn't it? Anyway, I'll need to prepare some kind of military force, but not just yet. Right now I need to focus on expanding, exploring. I should check out other people's systems, but not right now. I'm kind of busy. So, whatever, I'll deal with that if at all possible. And I'll ask Ada if he wants to share. Okay, and I have one of your systems. So, I'm gonna try and ask him for Polaris. It's not the best system he's got, but at least it's one. Nope. I've got Amoeba Affinity Medoc. So anyway, I know this might not be the most entertaining videocast, but sorry, I feel like I had to express my interest in Polaris. I really don't need it though, because with the systems I've got so far, I will be really behind. Now, I do have the Tolerant trait, which does help me a lot. In case you don't remember, the Tolerant trait does indeed... Where is it? There we go. It not only allows me to colonize whatever I want, but also it lowers the disapproval I get from colonizing various systems when they are hostile and whatnot, so yeah. And Steph, you are a cute little bastard. So anyway, I forgot to mention, but it is fairly important, that... Oh, somebody's watching the stream. But I forgot to mention that we are indeed playing with the Help the Amoeba... Help the Amoeba, wow, they don't need helping. Help the Harmony mod, which it does change a few things, mostly buffs Harmony in various ways, but also what is very important in battles. First of all, bombers are only half as effective as before, which in my opinion was not the best change, but hopefully this will be removed later on down the line. This is why this test patch is here for. This is a beta, one could call it, of a patch, and we are supposed to test it if we want to, of course. And now another big change is that if a weapon is configured, for example, to fire in long range phase, then it will only do half the normal damage in medium and melee phase, which is a big change because you know, already weapons configured to fire in long range would of course be best in long range, but this wouldn't be a really big difference. Now it's a giant difference between those ranges, and it does change the battle quite a bit. I'm not entirely sure how much though, because I haven't played too many games of Help the Harmony mod, unfortunately. No, this 10 is ending for quite some time, which is worrisome. Did I disconnect by any chance? This would be highly negative. No, it's not like this. If some of you guys don't know, music's... wait, what? Alright. So anyway, this 10 does take a long time to end. Is it the first disconnect? I'm afraid it might be. I think I'll have to pause the recording and resume as soon as we get to the game again. That's really worrisome. Yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Not much has happened, but this pause did allow me to actually start my timer, which is something I forgot to do previously. Sorry about the cough, this might keep happening. Fortunately, I did take some medicine, so I shouldn't be coughing and sneezing as much as I normally am, because, you know, it is a videocast. I do want to make sure that I sound as normal as possible, obviously. But, you know, it still hurts, so appreciate the effort. Now, let's talk the big talk, and let's mention something I forgot to mention previously. Oh hail, the Korean honey plum tea. Now, I know that honey tea is actually a little bit of a stupid term. Why? Because, well, the thing is that honey loses its properties after a certain temperature is reached, which you aren't going to reach if you are boiling water for the tea, right? Now the thing is, however, that first of all, this honey tea I'm drinking, it's not really a tea, it's a thingy, it's more of a tonic or something along those lines. And secondly, I don't know what they called this tea to be honest, but whatever. But secondly, I could care less about the healing properties of honey that I'm drinking right now. But the important thing for me is that it just tastes nice, and it does make me feel like it's going to help me, right? Which is important. Just thinking that something helps you can also help you. That's it again, the placebo effect in full motion. That's something I've learned to use since I was in a kindergarten, actually. A very useful knowledge for a kid in the kindergarten, I assure you. And I've been using the placebo effect to great effect ever since. So yeah, it is a thing, you may Google this. But anyway, let's talk about the game, however. Without the unannounced features, you just had to show off Midok and others. So Midok obviously is the game dev, Other is a VIP, very important person, which means that he's got access to versions of the game that aren't publicly available, as well as he is one of those guys that could actually see Dungeons of the Endless or Endless Legend, which are the two games that Amplitude Studios are working on. The lucky bastard. Oh well, I can always be salty, can I not? Anyway, I'm not really too salty about not being a VIP. I am, however, about not being a ninja. I did create a topic in an Endless Legend forum before there was an Endless Legend forum. I deserve a ninja recognition, to be honest. One of the devs did mention that I should be a ninja, but then they forgot about this. Maybe I should, mention this again when chatting with them. Whatever. It's not like I care too much, however. Anyway, let's please don't talk to me in multiplayer. I'm streaming. Oh, I see. I don't know why I laughed over there. Whatever. So let's see. Extra experience on fleet. Go away, fly. Yeah, that's two stupid annoying flies that keep trying to eat me. Apparently they feel like I'm sick, so they want to eat me already. So that's that. Treeless finished its production, so now it's way more productive, obviously. And in the next turn it will also have public-private partnerships. Very useful because it is an ocean. It is quite good for providing me with extra science, which is something I definitely need. Now let's have a quick think whatever, about what can I do to elevate my advantages. Now, obviously my score is the lowest. I didn't have the best start, my factor is kinda weak, and I'm not playing optimally, most likely because I'm sick. I'm really not thinking straight right now. I'm just saying what I think, but I'm not thinking about too many things. That's why I'm talking about nonsense, most likely. So my score is the lowest. My fit, however, is on the third place, which is quite nice. So it is my knowledge and military, which indicates that everybody has the same military right now. There are two people, however, that have a bigger military. This could be due to random events, as we have seen this is possible, or they may have actually built up military. He's hoping that this guy is not the guy who has done so. He doesn't have the best starting systems either, Roberto. So that's poor guy, and he's got very tiny constellation. He's probably in an even worse spot than I'm, although Leo is not that bad. I mean, 2 Tundras and an Outbreak and a gas giant methane for late game. That's a really nice system, and I don't think I have this. Then again, let's have a quick look at the system I'm heading for again, because quite frankly I forgot what it is. Also, I just realized we are playing with power stand on, which means that I desperately need to start making some more exploration ships and expansion ships so that I do disallow pirates to spawn. Anyway, Scythe, what kind of system are you? Nowhere near as the system I was looking at before, so I'm excused to be biased. Anyway, Liar, what did I discover here? 20% science on Empire for 5 turns, that's very nice. I'll try to focus on the science right now, and in 3 turns I should have applied Casimir effect. So then I'll fly to Polaris and try to claim it for my own. Oyera is even better, let's not lie about this, but I don't want to be on the wrong foot with Other. He could crush me most likely, especially since I'm a very pacifistic faction. So I'm not going to do anything stupid whatsoever. Anyway, I feel like I need to start doing some things to prevent the parts from being a nuisance. So let's make the cheapest ship I can that actually doesn't even need any kinetics, really. I'm just going to give this guy an engine, because I need to give him something. Actually, engine costs quite a bit of tonnage, and production kinetics do not. So let's just make this guy as my Explorer 2.0. I do not need this guy to explore. I do need him to blockade those systems. Now, why am I not making this guy right now? Because the pirates, I don't think they spawned just yet. They may have, but this would be pretty bad, and there's not much I can do about this. But since I've got this extra 20% of science on my Empire for the next 5 turns, I feel like I need to use it, because it is a pretty big deal. It increased my... Yeah, look at that, plus 8 science. This may not seem like a lot, but it actually is a really nice amount. Anyway, let's increase my tax rate so that I gain a little bit more debt and actually am able to hire a hero sooner rather than later. This would be useful, wouldn't it? Also, I'm suddenly worried. Those 3 guys, it looks like they are ending their turn simultaneously every single time. Scary, really. I cannot lie about that. Anyway, let's wait for the turn to end, send my ships where they need to be sent, and that is safe. Hopefully I'll actually expand to it sooner rather than later. Now, I could see what other systems have in store for them, but first of all I need to make sure that I'm ready on all fronts. Now, Treeless is actually stagnated. That is never a good thing, but I'm not sure if I should actually expand to the lava planet. It would give me a lot of disapproval, but then again, I'm an optimistic faction. I could risk doing that. In fact, I am going to just do it. May not be the best idea, but at least I'll have plenty of production on Treeless, and this will in fact allow me to create my colonization ship faster. Then again, I do need extra science for just 1 more turn or something, so that I get applied Casimir effect a little bit faster again. This is a very important thing in my honest opinion. Now, after that, I do want to be able to sign peace treaties with everyone, and then I can continue with standard issue stuff. That is having torpedoes, they are very useful after all, and then probably getting coal mining to see where the Hyperium is and whatnot. Okay, let's have a quick look at other systems. We already know that Other has amazing luck. Let's have a quick look at Medoc, who is the host and the developer. He is playing as the Harmony, so he doesn't like dust, so those systems thus far are not the best that he's captured. Although the disharmony penalty has been lowered this time around, so he doesn't suffer all that much, to his credit. If this could be to his credit, I'm not too sure. He does have a lot of luxury resources though, and the Harmony, they love luxury resources, and I'm sure Medoc is going to make a good use of those thingies. Anyway, in just one turn I will have my applied Casimir effect, then I can start making useful things, like for example colonize lava, start making my exploration ship so that I can prevent the pirates from spawning, and also obviously I need to create an expansion ship. Now, can I actually attach an engine to this bad boy? No, I cannot, which is bad. It will take me quite a long time to actually make it to Polaris, but I can try my best. Meanwhile, Leo is already captured by Roberto. That's slightly worrying. I don't know what his faction is. He named it UE, you know, which stands for United Empire, but it's obviously not United Empire, so he could be playing as anything, really. And I'm kind of interested what it is going to be in the end. Meanwhile, let's have a quick look at other players. Let's, for example, have a quick look at who's that. Epsilon, I do not know this guy, but he did start with a 6-planet starting system, which isn't the worst. Then again, those systems are not the best. Colonize penalty? Oh, that's right. I guess this guy is playing with a faction that starts on a Tundra, but does not have Tundra tech. Which means that he is getting a penalty until he gets the Tundra tech. Then again, I would expect him to already have the tech. That's a little bit strange. Anyway, let's make my way to Polaris, and actually, you know what? Let's send this guy over here, ASAP. Hi there, Adder. Hi. Can I live here? Please? So, yeah, I'm trying to convince Adder to let me live here. Why not? Okay, looks like he is actually unwilling to share, the bastard. He's really greedy. Wow. He's got the best constellation, he doesn't want to share. Really? Share, please. Yeah, Robertka, I'm sorry, guy, but you do not have a lot of systems. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like Ada is willing to share. He will, in fact, actively try to stop me from getting to Polaris. And if I do get to Polaris, then he'll probably try to kill me as a revenge of sorts, which is definitely not optimal. Can I do anything about this? Not really, unfortunately. So let's make another propagator. I still need this guy anyway. Actually, let's get a few explorers first. I do need those guys badly. And that's about it. I really feel like I should continue talking with Adder, but also it feels like he's not going to let me settle. That's just the thing, unfortunately. So, what should I do? Yeah, I want to talk to this place for a little bit, so just give me a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I just needed to talk a little bit, just have a little chat. I do like to... You should have more luck with your static systems. I wish so badly I had went for a, you know, aggressive faction, any faction, even the pillagers who are my worst faction, just to punish this guy for being so selfish. I wish I had done that. Unfortunately, I have not. I'm playing as one of my most pacifistic factions ever, so there is hardly anything I can do to punish him for his selfishness. Sadly. I could try to attack him, but then he'll just wipe me out and there isn't anything I can do about it, and I'd rather not anger the tiger, if that's a saying that I could use. I don't think it sounds normal, but you know, I'll go with it, I guess. Now then, I wish I had never mentioned Polaris, because this probably, you know, is what made Other blockade the system. Otherwise he would not actually you know, blockade it. Maybe he would have, but possibly he wouldn't. And I'm willing to accept that this is the kind of thing that would have happened. Anyway, Treeless has colonized lava, so that's good. I'm going to exploit it, obviously. And I do need some industrial zones. I do need to have as many of those explorers as humanly possible, as fast as possible. And my ocean will provide me with the food for this system, so it should be relatively okay. Xenotur's Aegis is very nice, but I'm not really starving for dust at the moment. I'd much rather have my extra explorers and whatnot. Anyway, if it was easy, it wouldn't be interesting, and lada yada lada. I don't care about those things. Now, do I actually try to go in there, attack Ada and whatnot? This would end the game very quickly for me, because Ada would want blood. He would definitely want revenge. This isn't even such an amazing system compared to his others, but he wants to protect it. So... that's annoying. Can I just go there and... no, there's no reason to steal those systems, because this would anger him, but they're not even all that great. So, grade. I said grade. I mean great, so that's a problem. So, yeah, go over there, whatever. At least... let me out. Alright, so here is what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and survive for as long as possible. I will die. I mean, Are with his... wow. Okay. I wish I could declare war on him. I wish so badly. I guess for the purpose of recording, I should have picked a more offensive faction, but really, I feel like playing with Chandru, which is probably a bad decision on my part. I mean, look at this. Offense first. Then I've got slow travelers, which doesn't help. Micromanagers, anarchists, dust impaired and sloppy sawbones. This is just... oh, thank you, Are. I still hate you, by the way, for being so selfish. But... yeah, I still hate him. So everybody, feel free to flame him as much as you want. I'm really horrible, aren't I? Whatever. Okay, looks like I'll have to make my home system content. Oh, I'm fine with that. What do I need to do next? Well, I need some kind of military, because there's no way I can occupy all of those systems quickly enough for the pirates not to spawn. They will spawn, and I'll have to deal with them. This is fine as long as I have a hero that I have hired to level him up on those pirates. I will not have a hero, unfortunately, because of my dust issues. I said I have dust issues just after I said that I don't, which is kind of hilarious. But whatever. Let's continue exploring. Who are you? That's yet another fleet. That's okay. You just be there. Now, what do I need to do? Well, obviously, as I said, need to blockade those systems from being captured by pirates. Where do I want to settle down next? That's a huge area with a mutated flora. I could go over there and have the system for my own. It's not a bad system, but sooner rather than later I will need something to fight the pirates. And that's when the cool ships come into play. And by the cool ships I'm not too sure. But anyway, I do also want to have some extra dust. So let's get that, and then I'll start working on a... I guess I'll start working on some kind of attack ship, but then again, not until I've got unstable isotope manipulation, because I will equip my ships with missiles. Obviously, they will be very helpful, especially in the early game, and that's something that Andra doesn't do. Oh, he does have titanium. How can he have everything? He's got dust water, he's got adding incense, he's got like everything. Wow, look at the amount of dust water and everything he's got. Holy Toledo. That's just not fair, and the artifacts... Artifacts doesn't matter too much, because they're fairly late game, but still, I'm so salty, because every effing time I play in multiplayer with more than just like 1 or 2 people, every time I play in something big and I record this, I've got the worst luck, as literally the worst luck. I mean, right now Robertko arguably has a worse luck. I mean, 2 barons, that's a pretty horrible system. This is not the best, but he does have a Tree of Worlds. On a lava, that's not the best, sure. And it's only a 3-planet system, so that's kind of a waste of a wonder, but it's still a wonder on a lava system. That's going to help him immensely, because this will give him a lot of food when he wants to colonize, and mitigate the penalty, like, completely, which is also kinda important. Kinda important, that's a new way to say kinda, apparently. Anyway, let's get that. You apparently cannot explore just yet. Anyway, relativistic economics and a staple isotope manipulation is done, so that's good. I've got 2 more ships to explore. So, yeah, just stay away from Ceres. I can understand that Ceres is really a powerful system. So you guys go over there. Zines, it will soon be in my area of influence. I don't think pirates will be able to spawn there in time, especially after I get access to... where is the tech I'm thinking about? There we go, particle scanning. These wood satellites will allow me to get more range of my controllable thingy of a jig. I don't know how to call it. Influence area, there we go. Thingy of a jig, wow. And this will prevent the pirates from spawning. Then again, sacrificing science to just get that to prevent the pirates from spawning. Well, there are worse things I could go for. Sure, why not? Let's actually do that. So I'm gonna do something along those lines. And let's design a fighting ship. I'm not gonna rename them, I really don't have the time nor the strength to actually bother with this kind of thing. So let's make sure that it's not a crappy ship like this one. Let's make sure he's got a bunch of missiles, 5 missiles and 5 deflectors. Apparently that's all I can install on this guy. And that's actually kinda fine, but then again I'd love to get an armor, because it does give me plus 50% HP, which in this case is actually not a lot. So let's get him 1 flak in the case somebody else goes for flak. And we know that everybody actually can. And then more deflectors just to be able to fight the pirates, because they might be using those. Not the best ship, honestly, but it is a ship I could use. So anyway, let's actually get extreme options exchange. And get a defender afterwards. And a pro, I do need this guy to expand. Maybe as soon as I get extreme options exchange, they're fairly useful, it will give me additional trade route and whatnot, this will be nice. And, oh! Somebody stole Ceres from Stephhawk. Stephhawk, you should have rushed it so badly. Wow, I feel sorry for him, he must be mad. I know how it feels. I mean, I know it's unlucky with the kind of systems I play. I mean, I usually play with bad systems, but off camera I actually sometimes do have nice galaxy generation, so I know how it feels. Anyway, Are, can I go? You block me. I want to visit Midak. Okay, he let me go, that's good. I'm going to continue exploring. And, oh, sorry, I have not noticed that. So I'm gonna continue going in this general direction. I'm being, yet again, as pacifistic as humanly possible, because I cannot possibly risk fighting Adder. He would just wipe me out with my trades. I'm repeating the same things I mentioned several times already. That's fairly bad, isn't it? That's just a sign of the fact that I'm unfortunately sick and there isn't much else I can do about it. So anyway, I do need some kind of warship, which is why I have queued the defender up, but it will take him a while to actually be produced. I'm fine with that, I don't need him right away, but I do need him at some point in the future. Also in just one turn I'll gain an additional population point. They will go on lava and they will work on those industrial zones. Very helpful, because I do need more production on my home system. Right now it doesn't have the most. So... Alright. Whoever did this, I hate you. So somebody spawned 2 large pirate fleets on my system, which means that I desperately need a fighting fleet right about now. Those 2 pirates are heading in this direction. So that's a problem. So in this case I'm not gonna go for Predator, I'm just gonna go for more defenders. I'll need to use them against the pirates. Was it Other actually? Other, oh, I have a feeling it may have been him indeed. Yeah, it feels like it's him. I hate him so much. I wish I went for Siafu or Pillagers or something. We have, by the way, we have played a multiplayer game with some guys, and I didn't record this because I didn't feel like it, and it was supposed to be a quick game anyway. So yeah, but then I played the Siafu. I was spawned in the same constellation as Stephhawk, and I absolutely annihilated him because hey, why not? I felt like it and I did it because I could, and it felt really, really good. Anyway, let's offer peace to Midak. I would love me some peace, it will help me a lot, and he accepted. Good. I need to start working on my diplomacy progress because then I'll get more bonus happiness. Now, this explorer will not survive if he stays in there, so let's send him to Lara and make sure he stays there. There are 2 more explorers, one going to Saba, one to Gemini. Good, let's continue going this way, it's fine with me. And how am I doing it as of trade routes? I'm supposed to be getting 1 trade route from Other. Apparently I'm not. Oh, that's right, we're still in Cold War. That's right. I hate you. Who does he hate? I don't know. He hates somebody. I needed to pay dust to let fleet spawn. Oh wow! So it was indeed Other. I'm not gonna say I'd hate him in the chat, but yeah, Other. He just spawned pirates on my and Medoc's systems. So yeah, let's think. My research is queued up. I'm going to get my extreme options to exchange. I'm getting 2 traders already, so I'm gonna be able to get 3, which is nice. Oh, I can actually hire a hero. That's good. Let's get my... you know what? I'm gonna get my commander and start leveling him up. As soon as I start getting those ships. I know everybody's going to shout at me that administrators are more important. They might be. They probably are, aren't they? But then again, I feel like I want to level up my hero on this, guys, and it will take me forever to accumulate 80 dust to hire another hero. So, I don't know. It's a tough call, but I feel like I want to have this experienced battle hero. Since I am so bad in military already, because I'm playing as the Chantry, I feel like I do need some kind of battle hero. Sorry. So, Other is making excuse. Of course, let me be perfectly honest with you. If I were him, I would also spawn pirates on other player systems. And I'll probably also want to have all my systems as well, you know. Then again, I would probably let somebody else have Polaris. Then again, he also doesn't know if I'm really being honest with how horrible my systems are. But they are really horrible. And I can still hate Other for not wanting to share. Because, hey, why not? So, anyway, let's think about what there is next for me to do. I'm sorry if this commentary has not been too entertaining for you thus far. I know that this is most assuredly the case, but frankly, when you are sick, you only have limited options limited things that you can talk about without actually repeating yourself. I mean, that's not what I meant to say, because I actually am repeating myself. But there are not too many things I can think of to talk about, unfortunately. And in terms of strategy, there isn't much to say either, because I'm really in quite a horrible spot. To the left of me is a guy who will probably be a warmonger. Why? Because he has to be a warmonger. His systems are by far not really good. They're quite horrible, in fact. They're even worse than mine, arguably, just because he's got less of those systems. So this guy will need to go to war to actually kill either me or the guy to the left of him. However, the guy to the left of him is a tougher nut to crack, whilst I am an easy target. He will not know this right away, of course, but he will soon find out, and then he will kill me. Oh, it's getting bad. So, this is when he will kill me. Then again, I don't think it is such a bad thing. Why? Because when he kills me, I'll be able to stop recording, and then I'll probably not die whilst making this videocast. So, you always have to look at the bright side of life, don't you? Anyway, let's continue the movement of all my ships. Make sure that no pirates can spawn on Sable, because this would be kinda awful, wouldn't it? Start making my fighting force able to fight the pirates. Most likely not, unfortunately, because they'll wipe me out. I do want to leave one scout on Sable, reason being that he will warn me for when the pirates come, and if they want to run somewhere, I will also know where they are going to run to. Anyway, coal mining is researched. I will have access to Hyperion at some point in time, but it's not nearly as important as it used to be in my honest opinion. It feels like some time ago, Hyperion was this must-have thing, and now it's not really. It might be just me, but I don't know, I have this kind of feeling. Anyway, you just say continue exploring, go to Ikima. I do want to see more of Medoc's systems so that I can trade with him more efficiently, and then I'll turn him around to other systems again to be able to trade with him well as well. Also, now that that's done, let's actually offer him peace, because hey, why not? Polaris is his. Will he agree or will he not? He might not, he just did, so he's not looking to kill me just yet, most likely because for him right now it is not really all that important to make a fighting force. He's got so many systems, he needs to deal with them. He's got probably some unhappiness problems, and he has to create a bunch of improvements on those systems. It will take him some time, especially as Harmony, who have quite a weak start, which might indicate that I could have attacked him and maybe even won somehow, but honestly, I don't think this could have been the case. Besides, despite the fact that he's playing as the Harmony, who are kind of weak in early game, he would still most assuredly kill me later on, because he's not sick, he's
Is he more experienced than I am? I don't think he's actually more experienced. I don't think he's playing Endless Space for nearly as long as I am. I'm almost the first wave guy. I'm not really first wave, but I'm probably something like, let's go in second wave. It's not there is not such a thing, but I was very quick to actually buy Endless Space. So that is that. And anything else I was supposed to mention? I don't think there is anything of the sort. Man, it's really hard to concentrate when you are at pain. I mean, I may be talking just about the obvious stuff, but it is actually the case. So let's try and think about what kind of off-topic things I was planning to talk about. Wow, I just look at the amount of luxury resources that Starfolk has. This is sick. I mean, then again, when Midok hosted this game, he did set the resource spawn on normal. This is something I never do, because I believe that this just spams the universe with too many resources for it to be really fun, in my honest opinion. It's the best when there is, in my opinion, when the luxury resources are rare, because then they are just so much more valuable. It feels like you have to fight to get them. But right now everybody has them, and at the same time they are not really all that valuable either. Anyway, Ara is exploring my constellation. He will soon see how Burad, what kind of accent was that? I have no idea. It is. Speaking of accents, however, I think I could tell you something a little bit humorous. So, as it turns out, not too long ago, I was approached by somebody in Warsaw, somebody, just a normal person on the street asking me some questions. I don't even remember what this person asked me, but what I do remember is that this girl, shortly after I answered her question, oh, great, a warmonger. Right. Don't you like the piece? So anyway, the thing is that this guy was Polish. We are talking in Polish. Not you. Pink. And all of a sudden she asked me, where am I from? When I ask why she is asking, and she says, well, you've got a very foreign accent. So this just goes to show that my accent is really not something you should expect from a Pole. I do not have an accent that is normal for a Pole, I would say. So anyway, let us hire a hero, actually, because I can start leveling him up. Thank you very much. Let us assign him to this fleet. There we go. And I'll pause the recording because I need to chat with Pink for a little while and sort this issue out to see if he's a warmonger or not, indeed. So I'll be right back. Okay, so this guy just did declare war on me, so that's annoying a little bit, but whatever, let's just attack him, and targeting doesn't really matter. Let's just start by going for short circuit and continue going for short circuit. Now, annoyingly enough, he does know that I am using missiles now, but that's fine, I can always switch if that's necessary. So, he's a warmonger, because he just declared a war on me, obviously. And I need to tell other people about that. So, I will be right back again. Actually, no, I'm not going to continue explaining those videocasts just to talk to other people. I mean, of course, this is all in a single part for you guys. But I know that you can notice the fact that I am, you know, chatting in multiple areas I mean, I'm pausing every now and again. And I assure you that this is unfortunately... I mean, I imagine that this could be quite annoying. Anyway, I will need some HE batteries. He might be using beams. I will need xenosociology, because I'll probably use that sooner rather than later. And also improve fleet management as well, because, you know, it's kind of important. Oh, he's already here with a bigger fleet. And he's trying to kill me as well. Well, go left. I'm recording, and you ruin it all. So anyway, this guy is spamming missiles, and he's going for glass cannons as well. That's annoying indeed. So let's go for Nosebreaker. Default constellation, let's see what I can do. Let's start by going for adaptive strategy. Hopefully he will not expect that to be the case. And then follow it up with short circuit. Go for auto. There's actually manual battle enabled. That's kind of surprising, but I don't think we've had time for manual, unfortunately. So I'll just have to try and defend, see how well I do. Probably not too well, not at all. In fact, he destroyed both of my ships and lost only one. My hero is indeed dead now.
So that's wonderful, and he started attacking Run Other. Why run? I don't know. So anyway, that's amazing. This cast is going to be pathetic, isn't it? Just in case you're wondering, I have already recorded a cast with Medoc as the developer, and the exact same thing happened. I spawned right next to Warmonger, who just wanted to kill me straight away, like without giving me any chances whatsoever. Really kind of annoying, as you might imagine, unfortunately, but you know, it does happen. Could I have done more things to prepare? Maybe I could have. Actually, let's speed the construction of this thing up so that I've got geoindustrial plants right away, because I definitely do need them. Let's change the design of my ships, because obviously the current one isn't working. Too much reflector, and apparently I cannot use... yes, I can use titanium on my whole system. I have access to it, thank you very much. Anyway, let's get some more flak, because I can. And then... let us also get some melee range kinetics to top things off, so that I can deal some decent damage, not only in the long range phase, but also in other phases as well. Let's apply the changes, and I should be able to continue like that. And well, is the tech training on? Yeah, well... so I can't really give him that. But by the way, he just reminded me that I've got this scout who isn't really doing anything. So that's about that. And Medoc asked, I would give you, Medoc, the wormhole thingy, but I obviously cannot. So anyway, this guy, it says their content at the end on the screen. It's like, oh, it's treeless. Right, because they are being besieged, and that's the problem. I see. Well, soon enough I'll have 2 ships, so they will be able to do something. Hold on a second. Apparently I'll have only 1. I was supposed to get 2 in this 10. Apparently I'm not going to. That's kind of strange. Whatever. I don't really know what happened, but whatever. So anyway, what is there that I need to do? Well, first of all, my hero... I don't need to inspect him and give him some skills. Like, for example, oh, he only leveled up once, which means that I cannot give him Hardy Constitution, annoyingly enough. I can start going for it, but it will take me a lot of dust to revive him, so I probably will not be able to do this. So, unfortunately. Alright, so... let's just sum those things up for you people. How am I doing? Well, I'm about to be wiped out, which is not really a problem. I guess this is just going to be a single video cast. Because this time around, I feel like I want to upload it. I need to upload it. I mean, I'm sick. I wasn't recording videos when I was even more sick. And I feel like after today, I'm not going to be able to record more videos as well. Because making those casts actually costs me a little bit of health. I can already feel it. So it's not the best, honestly. Anyway, let's think. Well, it's okay if I die early, but this guy is being really annoying, unfortunately. So let's ask other people if they can support me. When wanna finance my war against the pink terrorists? So here is me asking for help. Obviously I'm not gonna get it, but you know, I might as well ask, because hey, why not? Since I do have a pretty poor start. This guy also has a bad start as well, don't get me wrong, but he's got a better start with Leo. It's not a bad start. He's got Dust Day, which is not a bad system, and his starting system, that's not the best, but still, I would argue that he's more or less as bad as my systems are, but he never even bothered to actually check those systems out. That's the problem. So he might expect some better things to get, you know, to get some nice things, but he's actually not gonna get them. Still, he's going to ruin the experience for us. This time around, you know, last time I was so annoyed that somebody attacked me early on and ruined the experience for me, when I was trying to be peaceful, I might add. Again, that's like this time. That, you know, I'm not going to... This time around, I'm not going to complain too much. I mean, you may have seen in my other multiplayer series, which is by far more interesting because I don't die in the first few turns, that I started by going for quite heavy amount of military, which is, you know, after the previous games, I realized that this is apparently important because there's a lot of warmongers everywhere. But then I played this multiplayer game you've seen, then I played the multiplayer game you have not seen, where, yet again, I went for military heavy start and on the Stealth Hawk and whatnot.
And I thought, right, after so many military aggressive games, and also the games I played off camera, I don't think I should really go for warmongering option again. I'm not gonna go for somebody who likes war, I'm gonna go for something peaceful. And there it is, binding me in the A. Oh well, it does happen. At the very least, I will, in fact, die early, which means that my flu is not going to kill me or anything along those lines. Anyway, did he reinforce his fleet? Not yet, so this is a decent chance for me to strike. So... okay, there we go, oh, what the... oh, that's pirates. Okay. Anyway, you just attack, there we go. That's a single A, but I should be able to do it relatively well. This guy has no flag defense, and I do have some flag defense. And I do not have a lot of missiles, but at the same time I can tank his missiles, so I should be doing relatively okay. Let's start by going for shots. Let's get started by going for barrier, then shot second, and then finish it off with adaptive strategy, or actually weapon overclock, because here why not? Let's go for auto, and that's about that. Now, this guy obviously needs to run away, because those pirates will just kill me. And did I just lose? No, we both died. Alright, I see how it is. But this guy already reinforced, so that's fine. And I've got my beams already, but this doesn't matter because this guy is just spamming glass cannons. Now, how do you counter glass cannons, you may ask? In early game, there isn't much you can do to counter them, to be honest. Glass cannons with missiles, especially with this mod where missiles are actually way more effective than they used to be, I just don't really know the effective counter to that. Unfortunately, this mod is too new, too fresh to me to actually adapt on the fly, and right now the sad state of affairs is that spamming glass cannons like missiles in this situation is really effective. It really kinda is. And apparently my ship, even with the defense, cannot actually withstand the firepower of those missiles, which is kinda annoying. So what I need to do is actually make a ship that is strong enough to kill the enemy, but costs less. That is a decent counter to glass cannons. Obviously, when the enemy has more production, then it doesn't save you, and right now I think it is exactly the case, but whatever. Whatever. So this guy is now trying to blackmail the yellow guy. Whatever, I hope that the yellow kills him. I honestly really do. And my scout, meanwhile, he's still making his way to Pollux. It doesn't really matter because I cannot trade, but I could trade on save as soon as I get some extreme options exchange, and I'm actually gonna get it. With the heavy assault of refineries, I should be able to get it a little bit faster as well. Doesn't really matter because I'm still going to die relatively quickly. Still, at least it is some kind of videocast that you guys may want to watch. Because obviously I wasn't able to make anything else of the sort. I'm trying to think of other off-topic things I could comment on. Like, for example, this invisible building they are making in Korea, South Korea. You probably have heard about this. So there's this structure in Korea. And the Koreans thought that, right, maybe it's not the best idea to try and make the tallest structure in the world, but it could be kinda cool to actually create something that is, in fact, not maybe the tallest, but it is partially invisible, which is kind of amusing, and I'll talk a little bit more in a moment, but I want to see how this auto battle goes, because if this ship has enough military power to kill Ace, then that's good, because it definitely costs less than those Ace, so it means that I'll probably be able to overpower this guy, possibly. I'll probably not be able to do that, so yeah, that's a little bit annoying. So there is that. Anything else before I can continue with my off-topic rant? There isn't. It doesn't look like it. So there we go, that's about that. Is there any research I want to queue up? I do need to check. Well, I do not even have xenosociology. That's because, yeah, my research is right now crippled because of the fact that I got no research basically coming from this planet because, you know, somebody's trying to occupy it, unfortunately. That's, yeah, really annoying, isn't it? In my opinion, Endless Space would benefit if fleets weren't able to besiege you before you actually at least discover the siege kinetics technology and have at least like 1 point of invasion power. If you have no invasion power, you should not be able to besiege a system. It's just wrong. I hope I remember to mention this on the forums. Anyway, that's about it. Continuing with my off-topic. So, how does this work? Well, first of all, the amusing part that this invisible skyscraper is actually supposed to be erected right next to their national airport, which is kind of funny. But apparently, the Koreans say that both birds and pilots will be able to see the skyscraper. It's just the pedestrians will think that the skyscraper is partially invisible. I say partially invisible because at its full power, it will be like more or less 20% visible according to the plans. So how does it work? I haven't looked too much into it, but just by following the logic, I would assume that by looking at it from a certain perspective, it just appears to be slightly, you know, what is the name for that? You know, not colorless, but you know, you can see through it. And I don't know, there are plenty of tricks that you could use in as an illusionist per se to actually achieve this kind of effect. So this could be any one of those. And I need to look into this because I haven't, and it's a very interesting subject. That said, it is going to require, you know, electricity, quite a bit of electricity to actually be partially invisible, which kind of makes me go, because those Koreans, you know that I'm hot for everything Korean. I'm going there. I may not be able to go right now, but I'm trying to go there as soon as possible, right? And I still love Korea, I love the culture, I love the people, I love everything about South Korea. But the thing is, the government is really pushing to save electricity. They have this electricity crisis, you see. So right now there's this law that forces all, you know, buildings that are publicly accessible, like, I don't know how to explain it, structures like malls, shopping malls, or something along those lines, supermarkets, everything along the lines. They cannot have their air conditioning turned to any temperature that is lower than 27 degrees Celsius, which is a really high temperature. When I was there, I was dying of heat, and yeah, I cannot imagine this law actually being in effect. I mean, I can imagine, I was there, right? I'm not sure if this law actually is in effect. I could swear that I was in places where it was colder, but still, it's kind of sick law that is supposed to, you know, limit the amount of energy those guys are using. Fine, it's a decent idea. I hate it personally. I think that 25 degrees Celsius is the minimum, in my honest opinion. And it will still lower the electricity intake. But the thing is that they're trying to save electricity, and yet this very expensive, not very expensive, but this invisible structure, skyscraper, it is going to use a lot of electricity. So it's kind of funny, isn't it? I mean, I understand this. After all, it is done for science, and I like science. I mean, who doesn't like science? But still, it's a little bit awkward, isn't it? I cannot complain. Science for the win. Right, you do sir, please just run away because there isn't anything else you can do. Those guys will not be able to harm this guy because they are using missiles, and missiles are ineffective when fighting, you know, other kind of guys. Anyway, I think I'm going to need to chat with the yellow. Actually, I'm going to ask him if he wants to join me on the war with the pink, because the pink is a warmonger and we need to unite, otherwise he'll just kill us both. So I'll see if I can convince the guy to actually join my war. I'm losing a lot of dust, by the way. Can I stop it? Well, I can lose less dust, but I am still going to lose dust, unfortunately. So let's see what I can do. I can get Xenotrans agencies, and with Extreme Options Exchange, this is actually going to help me a lot. At least I will actually gain some science, because right now I'm barely gaining any. Now I can trade it in from other, which is going to be helpful. Now, oh really, other? Oh really? I know I am. So let's try and chat with yellow. Yo, pink is a warmonger. If he doesn't attack you now, he will soon. Join me and stop him from killing the innocents. Yeah, well, I want Yellow to be a warmonger. I hope that he'll help me kill Pink. Well, help me kill Pink. It sounds like I actually can do that, but obviously that's not really the case. And he finally does have some invasion power. Yay! So, obviously he doesn't want, so... Make him pay for his crimes. Avenge me! Nah, you can kill Stefan as well. I know how satisfying it is to kill Stefan. So, you know, you can kill Stefan as well. Just please kill this guy as well. What is his name? Robertco 131.
Everybody flame him! No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to. In fact, I would rather you didn't, because that's a kind of horrible thing to do. Anyway, let's get Xeno Scientology because it's important. Then rush for specialized isotopes to get an extra defense, so yeah. So yeah, lucky you. Medoc, you are really quite lucky for this to be boring, because otherwise it would be not boring and you would be taken over. Still, I could care less, because I am being sick, obviously. Which this cough, I think, kind of proved. Actually, it didn't. This flu doesn't really make me cough too much. I do cough quite a bit, but it's mostly the pain and the over-exhaustion. And I'm kind of exhausted right now. You may not be able to tell, because I'm really good at hyping myself up. I mean, right now, when I look slightly to the right, I see an old monitor of mine. On this monitor there's a picture of Sonny Shide, also known as Gas Generation. As an entire group, there's also a picture of Tiffany, Taeyeon and Yuna. I look to the left, same situation, Sonny Shide as an entire group with 4 pictures. I look to the right, as in literally 90 degrees to the right. There are 2 posters right there. They're even more to the right, now look like, let's say, 110 degrees. More Sonny Shide posters there. It's making me hyped very easily, and I can become very happy without any real effort because of Sonny Shide, because they are amazing. So yeah, that's the thing. Anyway, now I've got more happiness on my systems, yay! Actually, how much more happiness? Apparently not, because I don't have any diplomatic percent in terms of victory, so that's kinda annoying. Oh well, it happens, I guess. So there we go, Treeless is making me some ships. Obviously they're not going to be enough, because this guy is reinforcing. He also has anarchists. So let's actually kind of see what kind of traits he's using before I die, shall we? I'm kind of curious, obviously, because, you know, I want to know my enemies. Why not? So let's have a quick look. Efficient stock, so that's kind of powerful. I mean, not really powerful. Now it has been buffed. It has seriously been buffed in this patch. It is way better, it costs less and whatnot. It's nice. Anarchists is the same thing I have, but now in this harmony it doesn't matter nearly as much as it did in the past, because anarchists, now there are just so many ways to get more command points in this game that anarchists do not really matter all that much. Optimal structure, this is a powerful one. Thus impaired, sloppy soul bones, shared integrity, yeah, those are cheap ways to get more points. Militarists and builders, obviously, okay, this guy went for a very try-hard build, and knowledge gathering as well, wow, and black farms. Yeah, he went in this game knowing that he wants to kill. I was just really unlucky to spawn next to him and to spawn with bad systems. Even if he had better systems, he would still declare war on him. Can I blame him? Well, it's the same thing I did to Stealth Hawk in our previous game, but Stealth Hawk wasn't recording. Then again, if he was, I'd probably... Well, I think I would leave him alone. I was offering peace to Stealth Hawk, he just didn't want to accept it. So, you know, I was better of a guy than this guy is, in my honest opinion. Whatever, I'm still kind of thankful to him, because this way I won't have to record this forever and lose myself to it and die as a direct result, so it could be worse, Besides, I know you're not going to watch this entire videocast. I don't know why, it feels like you're not going to be too interested in that. Sad indeed, isn't it? Whatever, it does sometimes happen, you cannot always participate in interesting multiplayer events. The last one, however, was really cool, so next time I host and actually record a multiplayer event, I know what to do. It will be kinda interesting. And, oh really, yes I will. Yep, but that's actually fine-ish. Because, why is it fine-ish? Because I've got flu. So I cannot record for too long. Anyway, at least I flamed ping on camera. Yep. Be warned, my entire army of fanbase is going to flame you to death now. Pink, Robert Kov 1.131. Just kidding, guys, please don't do this. I'm just toying with him. Don't you dare. I don't want to sound too threatening, but please do not be aggressive towards anybody. It is just for fun. I am whining, as you may have noticed, almost in every single video I record. That's how I am. It doesn't mean I do not enjoy this. Do you think I'm not enjoying this? I am enjoying this.
if I were not enjoying this, I wouldn't upload this. And I am going to upload this videocast. The other videocast I recorded while playing with Medoc. I didn't upload this one. Why? Because I wasn't enjoying it. But that's why I didn't upload it. You can rest assured that every time I do record, I am having fun. Because there is no way I could upload something whilst not having fun. It doesn't make any sense for me, does it? Why would you record a video and not have fun? I mean, obviously, you may try to have fun and then it might turn out that you don't have fun, but it just happens. But if you don't have fun while recording video cast, it shows. It really does show, and that's when I don't record. That's when I don't upload the videocast, and that's when I let it die in my archives, which are quite full of this kind of videocasts by now. I mean, that's not usually what happens. Usually I am happy with my videocasts. I don't upload them for other reasons, for example, because they're kind of boring. Only once I was ever annoyed with a cast, and that's this one time when I played with Medoc before. Anyway, looks like there's a crash, so I'll be right back after we resolve this, and this will probably be the last seconds in my videocast, so stay tuned for the endgame. Alright, this took some time, but what I was trying to say, right, this took some time, but I am back. Now it turns out that Robert, he disconnected, and right now he didn't reconnect just yet, so as you can see, the AI decided to just randomly leave my system, which, I can't complain about, because it means that, I've got, never mind, he's rejoined. So, there we go. What I'm planning to do is to have one final battle, right, against him, and I will play it on manual, so that you can actually see it, and that we'll have some fireworks, because otherwise it would be kinda dull, wouldn't it, this videocast. So anyway, I need some dust to heal my hero, so that I can use him in a battle as well. Can I then generate enough dust? He needs 60, it turns out. Can I get 60 in a single 10? Yes, I can if I go for rebellion kind of thing, which I will, in fact. This will make me... Actually, I would make a single defender anyway, so this doesn't change much, but at the very least I will be able to hire a hero in the next stand, because it only takes 60 dust to heal him, and then I'll be able to put him in the front of my army and then actually attack in manual, because, as I said, I want you to see some of the fireworks. Fireworks are also always amazing to watch. Now, the only reason why I'm able to actually generate those trade routes is because, this dust is because of the trade routes with apparently Medoc and not other. That's kind of hilarious, isn't it? But anyway, what I also did off camera with, in chat is I convinced Adder to declare war on Pink in return for my system Revenge, because I do plan to leave this game after I lose 3 lists. There's no reason to hang around after I lose my grand final stand. Problem is, I forgot I don't quite have the tech, which is kinda embarrassing, so I can't really give it to him just yet. I will actively try though, I will do my absolute best, right? I do want him to have the system, why wouldn't I? But yeah, unfortunately, he is not going to get it just yet. I'm very sorry for this Adder, because he already declared war on the guy. I didn't expect him to act so quickly, we were just chatting. And now he declared this war for nothing. Now, keep in mind that this war is kind of like the same thing that happened in World War II with, England after Germany attacked Poland. It's not really a war. I mean, officially the war is declared. Practically, I don't believe that Adder is going to do anything whatsoever, right? But just like in real life, it could throw this guy off balance, it could scare him, it could make him do worse decision, and it could lead this guy to his defeat, to his demise. I really hope that this is going to be the case. I hope he dies. This is a highly negative thing to say, I am aware. But at the end of all things, why not? He just rushed me and killed me. I don't like people who do that, especially when I'm trying to be pacifist. I mean, in the last game, I keep coming back to the last game. I'm like an old man who can only remember the old times. I cannot think about anything that's new, and only complains about the future or present, whatever. Let's pretend. I cannot even speak, just like an old man. But let's pretend that that's not the case, because in previous game, Stealthhawk wasn't really all that pacifistic. I mean, sure, I was the guy to declare war on him, but then again, Stealthhawk was playing with his Trojans faction, and they are not the most pacifistic faction of all, as we've seen on the series that you've been doing. So, Stealthhawk is doing a manual fight. Okay, so yeah, those two guys are obviously at war. I wish I had decided tried to explore in this general direction. I didn't. Why do I wish it was the case? Because this way I would have met Yellow, what is this guy? Einstein, I believe. Yeah, it's Einstein the Wise, which would be cool. Then I would meet Stealthhawk as well. Maybe I wouldn't make it to him, but then again, at least I met Medog and other. Unfortunately, by our personal request, tech trading is turned off, so even though Medog wanted me to help him, and even though I was willing to help him, we were unable to actually help each other, which is kinda sad. By help each other, I mean I was unable to help him, because obviously there was nothing he could do to help me. He could send a fleet, he probably doesn't have any. Game developers are notorious for being bad at their games, I noticed. I mean, I can't think of a single game developer that is good at their own game. I can understand this sort of, I mean, after all, when you develop a game, you don't have a lot of time to play it, so you are good in theory, but in practice not so much. It's just like me in StarCraft. I mean, the reason why I was making so many StarCraft 2 videos, right? Oh, and before that Red Alert 3 and Counter Conquer 3 was not necessarily because I was really good at them. I mean, in Red Alert 3 there was a period when I was actually I wouldn't call myself a pro, but I was in tournaments, I was doing very well in some tournaments as well. I was asked to join one of the best clans of all times as well in Red Alert 3, so I wasn't a bad player by any stretch of the imagination, but that's not the point. The point is, you don't have to be a good player in order to be a good commentator and to have good knowledge of the game. Those are two separate things, right? I mean, when I look at this videocast, you know, peacefully, I could just analyze the things I've done, and I could say, alright, there's a mistake I did right there and there's an occasion I didn't use, there's what I should have done there, and there, and if I had done that, then I would not have lost, and I would have won the game, and so on and so forth. Maybe that's not the case, maybe I would have lost anyway, but still, the point of the matter is that that's probably the same case with developers. They might know this game very well, I expect them to, they developed the game after all, but they most likely lack the practical knowledge of the game. They lack the instinct, as one could call it. Anyway, I do hope I did calculate it correctly. If I did, then I should gain enough dust to heal my hero in the next turn, which will be very helpful indeed. Yes, indeed, I do have enough dust, so now I can stop being at rebellion. No need to anger my shopkeepers. What did I say? Shopkeepers. Whatever, doesn't matter. Let's make my people happy. Let's make my empire happy. Why not? Because people are about to invade. By people, I mean Robert. Unless he decided not to. No, he's coming. Good, I wanted him to come. Anyway, this guy, did he just go through this pirate fleet without it attacking him? I mean, this pirate fleet is blockading, but I could swear I just saw him move through Sable and not being attacked. That's hacks. Honestly, whatever. Apparently the pirates also do not attack me on Sable either, because why would they? That's kinda hilarious. Anyway, I only have 4 ships thus far. And I just realized I can only have 3 of them at maximum in a single fleet, which is a little bit of a problem. Now, I could rush for the tech to actually get them a little bit faster. I'm not doing so. I'm not going for improved fleet management or specialized isotopes anymore. Why? Because I'm expecting to leave this game. I just want to be able to give the system to other, that's all. So anyway, let's have my last stand. Let's announce the other players. So, Manu Series, create, change the hero, heal and assign to fleet, there we go, and guard the system and attack. There we go. Now those defenders will die, but the enemy ace will die as well. I have a hero just cause, I don't know why he's going to die, he's not needed for this battle. Either way, this battle is going to end with both of us killing each other, but it's just going to be hilarious, I guess. And I want to see a manual battle because, you know, as I said, I'm recording this, you guys deserve better, so why not have a manual? Also, Short Circuit is going to be decent. I know that his strategy would let me deal more damage, but this guy has no flag, no defense of any description. My missiles should be enough to kill this guy regardless. Spread fire is what I want. This should allow me to kill all of his ships, hopefully. At least that's what happened before. And now I have hero who also boosts my fleet's damage, so I'd be really surprised if that was not the case. Also, you have to know that this guy has no Judicators, so he's more than happy to trade units with me, because each time he does, he gains 3 science out of this, and this puts him even further in a lead. He really did prepare for a warmongering type of gameplay. That's fine with me. That's what I like to do from time to time. I'm just annoyed that's not what I did for this time around. I mean, I played too many times. It was all warlike and whatnot, and I feel like I shouldn't do that again, which really did cost me the game this time around. Sadly, whatever. My hero now died, but at least we saw some combat. That was not exciting at all, unfortunately. But, you know, I wanted to show you some explosions, just for the kicks. So anyway, let's do that. Let's give him Hardy Constitution as if I were to, you know, revive him. Obviously, I'm not going to do just to do anything of the sort, because, you know, it's not going to help me much. I still have some time before the 10 ends, so let's queue up some more stuff like public-private partnerships and also sustainable farms. They're kind of useful. You have only the system? Well... Oh, I didn't have time to do that. No, I have one more. Lol. You attacked the wrong guy. So anyway, oh, now the pirates are evil. Okay, so my tax rate has been raised to 20% because I had a budget deficit, and now I have barely any dust left, but I do have some dust left. Alright, that's good to know. Still, that's kind of bad, isn't it? I'm supposed to have dust, not to not have it, but I guess then again, I might as well raise my tax to have my other system content, and I don't care about treeless because it's treeless. If that makes any sense. Also, oh yeah, it did make a ship. For a second I thought it didn't, but it only had one in the hangar, so it's still good. Okay, nothing is bugging out or anything. That's good. Otherwise I would be worried and complaining. Nah, I wouldn't be. Nothing can really make me feel any worse at the moment. Yet again, don't take this negatively. I don't mean any worse as in I don't like this game. Any worse I mean as in anything could go any worse for me. So yeah, that's about that. Anyway, this guy is about to finish capturing me. I will go into another fight soon because hey, why not? Still trying to get my science. Crushing my trading tech for you. Other. So, Medok, wow, you're so lucky you're playing alone. Now, does Medok as a game dev have any chance of winning this game? I mean, we already... Ooh. He does. He does. This system, Ukta, is just amazing. Kiva... that's a good system. Not the best for Harmony, but it's good. This system, Tundra, not the best. Not the best, but it does have dust water. Not the best, but it's really good. That's not the best. I keep saying not the best because, hey, why not? He's got decent systems, way better than mine, but still not too good. Anyway, I finished my turn, there's nothing to comment on anymore, and I don't think there's anything for you guys to watch. So because I don't want you to be bored, and I don't want this cast to be any longer than it needs to be, I'm going to pause the recording again. I know, I'm sorry for cutting it so often, but that's the price of beauty. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I'm gonna pause it until we resume our gameplay. Alright, we're back with what is probably going to be one of our last turns, just 2 turns until I get the tech trading thingy, the trading thingy or whatever. So let's create another fleet, let's attack one more time, and this time he's actually using these. Don't see any difference, to be honest. Maybe he's using better missiles or something, I don't get it. But actually it means that I might be able to survive this thing, right? Because he's got only 2 ships. Even if he does go for spread fire, he'll kill 2 of my ships, but the 3rd one will be left alive. Especially if I go for short second. I keep forgetting to look what kind of cards this guy is using, annoyingly enough. So, oh, I went for auto. I was supposed to go for manual to show you guys some more action. I'm sorry for this. Well, I guess it happened. Anyway, that's like I said, he did go for, yeah, that was strategy. I see. He really doesn't need to. He's already overkilling me with his weapons. So, yeah, that's that. Let's finish the movement of my thingies. You go to hangar so that next time you're more efficient. Doesn't really matter because either way we're training one ship for one ship all the time. So that's what is going to happen. Now I'm a little bit worried that I will not be able to trade my system after I, you know... Actually, hold on a second. Can I get the tech if I go for something like this and then maybe even lower my tax rate so that I can get this tech faster? Yes, indeed, right now. I'll get the trading tech in a single 10. That's good, that's what I wanted to see. Let's also get, why not, sustainable farms
for Other to have, so that he's got a little bit better of a system. He might need them after all. Anyway, now in just a single turn where I'm supposed to have relativistic economics, then I'll be able to trade. Then I'll also scrap all the improvements on my home system because I don't want this guy to have them. I wish I was able to actually kill my home system, but I don't have the tech yet. I mean, it's... In case you're wondering, I'm talking about either Dust to Dust, which pillages the system, or Plasma Cage, which just destroys it, which is what I would love to be able to use right now, as you might imagine. Anyway, let's send this scout, like, somewhere here. It honestly doesn't matter where I send him at this point in time. So, Midak is not this kind of man to attack an AI. You're missing out, Midak, because right now, next to him is an AI, some guy left, and he didn't actually rejoin. So this guy is an AI, quite easy to take over in my opinion. AI doesn't really know what to do sometimes. He's trying to colonize every system at the same time, and he colonized some good systems, don't get me wrong, but I assume that the support he's facing is quite significant right now. And as an AI, he probably has less ways to deal with that than a human. Anyway, let me trade with Other, because now I actually can. So there you go, Other. Let's go for open borders, because okay, why not? Let's go for revenge. Let's go for anything else I can't really give him. So that's about that. Can I request something from him? I could, no reason to do that, so let's just do something along those lines. And the revenge will be Other's. My one request. Don't rename the system, please. Let it be a memorial. Oh, I was actually talking to Other, not to this guy, but whatever. It does happen. Anyway, let's get rid of the things I've got. No, let's not scrap anything. Let's create this fleet and have my one last battle and enter it in a manual mode, because hey, why not? Let's go for short circuit, manual mode, so we can see some more explosions. And this will be it for this videocast, ladies and gentlemen. It was PANCZASU, the Mighty Mixed Spammer. Sick, even though you probably cannot tell, because I'm trying very hard to not be too obnoxious with my sickness. But still kicking, losing, but still having fun. Thank you very much for watching. If you somehow managed to enjoy this videocast, then please consider liking it, this videocast I mean. Maybe even subscribe to my channel if you wish to see more of this kind of videos. Next time around, hopefully they will be more balanced. I'm still going to continue uploading my other Endless Space multiplayer gameplay. If we can get around to finish it, hopefully we will. I'll definitely upload more Endless Space stuff, because I just love Endless Space. And I'm also going to upload other things as well, because hey, I like uploading, I like people who watch my content, and it's just making me smile, because hey, why not? Fun is fun. Also, I think my ships spread fire a little bit too much. No, it's fine, they killed 2 ships, that's exactly what was supposed to happen, so it's all good. I did not even bother selecting a card in my next range, because why would I? So yeah, there are some ending explosions. I'm still not ending my cast, because before I do that, I'd like to scrap things on my system, and then I also want to show you the end game screen, so that you know how it looks like. And that's about that. So, improvements, let's select all of those improvements, and let's scrap them all. There we go. Also, because I can, let's turn this guy into a science station, and let's turn this guy into a dust station, just so this guy is confused and annoyed. I want to be able to do both of those things at once, unfortunately, but whatever. Anyway, that's that. Nothing else to do over here. I might as well queue up some research. That doesn't really matter, because I'll be dead in the next turn. Let's attack with my scout, because hey, why not? And run away, because this guy actually doesn't want to die. He will run away. He will establish a safe colony far away from any civilized systems. Then he'll reproduce. And because he's a plant, he can just clone himself without any worries about, you know, genetic reproduction or whatever. And then he'll start a new powerful empire to wipe out all that once destroyed its parents. This one ship will stand still, and he will rebuild. He will be our hope for the future. And come on, game, that is not the time to worry about taxes. That seriously is not. Fine, go for max taxes. I cannot even do that.
That is hilarious. So it wants me to scrap some stuff. Alright, let's scrap this guy. Let's scrap this guy. I'm not scrapping my one guy that is supposed to recolonize the universe. I'm not doing that. Don't tell me I have to. Now I think I won't. Scrap you as well. And now I should be earning... I'm still losing one dust, but I can lose one dust. That's fine. This guy, as I said, he will reproduce. He will come back. He'll kill everybody. That's what I like to imagine at the very least. Hopefully this will happen. Anyway, this was a fairly lengthy videocast. And do I want to pause this and then show you the end game screen? This would be obnoxious, but at the same time... Oh, there we go. Those guys are actually finishing good. GG while I can, because in a second I'll be kicked out of the game. Treeless, goodbye. I salute you, Patrick, no, Robert, whatever your name is. I hate you as well, but I salute him. He got his victory. He deserves some kind of solution. Solution, that's a new word by the way. End of your empire, you no longer have any plans in your possession, but I do have one ship, and this one ship is all I need. Trust me. Anyway, in terms of score, looks like Epsilon, this is an AI, is in the lead. He will lose in my honest opinion, and Einstein the Wise, he is fighting a war with Stealthhawk, looks like he's winning, but score doesn't tell much. Let's have a quick look at Fids. In terms of Fids, Epsilon is in the lead, Horatio on the second place. Is this guy on an AI, actually? I don't know. If he is, then this will be hilarious, and he might actually win if that's the case. But I don't think he's an AI. Is he? He shouldn't be. He wasn't an AI. Maybe he now is, that would be kind of awkward. But anyway, Stealthhawk does have a Fitz, is ahead in terms of Fitz than Einstein, but then at the same time, Einstein is probably going to win. I don't know, I have a feeling like this. Actually, let's check it. Who's got a better military? Einstein. Einstein is winning, so that's a kind of scary thing. In terms of science, who's doing the best? Einstein. Well, I guess we could expect it from him, wouldn't we? And Midik and other, they're doing quite poorly in terms of research. Then again, they are playing as Harmony, so I wouldn't expect any less. And Roberto is doing quite nasty because obviously he's getting all this research from the battles against me. Then again, I wanted to fight some battles because hey, why not? Obviously, I have no systems, and we know how many systems everybody else has. Other does have a lot of systems, so he might be able to make a comeback. Hopefully, somebody kills Roberto. I hope this is the case. Anyway, thank you for watching again. It was fun, and I'll see you online.